The BrickLink Designer Program just announced the 5 finalists for Series 10. Let's take a look at them. First, we're going to do an overview and then we'll dive into them and talk about them in more detail. I watched the 1 hour live stream, so you don't have to. First, we have the Wild West train station by Lucas. He's won a few times before with Western themes. Then we have the Space Café by Rockin' Bricks, a French duo. We have Kiosk by Hostas Builds. It's based on Parisian newsstands. We have the Joust by Mocker Mommy. And then we have Firehouse by Brick Hunter. These are the 5 that made it. We learned that 4.5 million votes were cast on the 599 submissions from 365 designers. 61% of those designers have submitted something before. Let's dive into each of the individual sets. Let's start off with the Wild West train station by Lucas, or L. Lucky. Now remember, these designs that we're looking at will be refined by the designer and the LEGO design team for the next number of months. So what we're looking at now won't be the finalized set that is on sale, but it'll be quite similar. And it won't be until about mid-January that the final design and the pricing is released in advance of crowdfunding in February 2027. And these sets were announced on March 20th, 2026, which is today. So that feels like quite a bit away, but I'm sure it'll sneak up on us. I really love this set personally. I voted for it. I love so much about it, the creative part usage. I love the cacti. In the interview, the designer said he doesn't play Red Dead Redemption, but if you do, you could totally put your own Arthur Morgan figure somewhere around here and it would fit right in. I love so much about this. Anything that's architecture related, I'm gonna like. Anything that captures a theme really well, I'm gonna like. It's sort of just why I like Lego so much in general. I love this weather vane crow up top here. The lamppost parts as part of the porch, I think, are really creative and look really good. I'm not even a train person, and I would pick this setup. I think it holds up on its own without even being a train person, despite that being what it is, a train station. There's train tracks around the back we'll take a look at in a second. I like this tumbleweed. I like this cactus piece. I like these yellow flowers. I love the slating here on the facade here. This is really creative and it looks really cool on the inside too. Yeah, I think it's just super creative and well done, and I'm not surprised that this is their 4th win. They really know what they're doing. More cactus botanicals that I think are really well done. I feel like we haven't seen things like this before, especially, oh, what's the name of this kind of cactus? All right, I'll edit in what the name of this kind of cactus is, but it's nice to see that one too, because there's so many kinds of cacti. The minifigures are cool, people waiting for the trains, people working. I like the clock here, I like the station platform. Here's a train track. I am not even a train person, and I'm really into this. Here's a better view at the train track if you are a train person. I love this cattle skull up here. I just love all these small details, and I think they're really creatively done. The lantern, the cacti. This is probably very cool and intricate. I don't know enough about cranes to really get into it, but I know enough to be impressed. Look from above, kind of see more. I like this water well, probably for the horse to drink from. There's a bottle here for some reason. And a lot of these details will change, but I like where their head's at, and I like what we're gonna likely get from this because it never changes too much. Another one of these cactuses I really like. I like this little guy too. I love this detailing underneath the roof here. All right, let's take a look inside. Yeah, more angles. Okay, so here's a view inside. This is what I was talking about with the facade and the slates looking cool inside. There's gonna be a better picture in a moment, but just your standard stuff, a teller, tickets to get to Brick City and Stud Valley. Here we go. This is what it looks like inside, and I think that really works actually, and I really like how it looks. I like how it looks outside. I like how it looks inside. There's a safe, of course, to keep everything secure. There's a little oven and heater. I don't know, it's really cute and really Western, and I'm not even a Western person, but I'm about to become one. I also really like this chair. I'm usually very impressed when people make elaborate furniture like this, because this is taking up a lot of pieces, and it looks exactly like a chair, like you don't even really realize it's Lego if you squint. And I like the lantern. So all in all, I would definitely consider this set, even though I have no train things in my life, and I don't have any Western sets, unfortunately. I have played Red Dead Redemption, so maybe that's coloring my perspective here a little bit, but I really like the look of this one. By the way, this one is 3,200 parts, and they said on the live stream that if you have any ideas or thoughts, if you comment here, they'll take that into consideration. I do think they actually would look at them. So if you have a brilliant idea, make sure you comment and let them know between now and January 4th of next year. So here we are with Space Café. It was really interesting to hear the designers talk about this one. They said that every single thing they put in here, they wanted it to be part of a spaceship or a space station. So you can see even these windows, they're not just plain windows, they're sort of rounded like how you'd see on a space station. They also said they included lots of pop culture references. For example, there's a reference to Space Invaders in here, and they also tried to include a lot of humor. I think for a lot of people, when you look at this, it looks like Toy Story, which I really like, but it also sort of stands alone. I really like so much of this, the angling, the use of surfboards everywhere. They talked about that on the video. They're here and here. It's almost like an I Spy video. They have the roller skates to bring you out your pizza into your car. They made everything space themed. Rocket pizza, your space cake, which we'll see if that one makes it through. Cosmo Cola as a drink, Astro Drive, whatever that means. I guess it just anything space themed. Taking a deeper look at the set without the background, it's easier to see some things. We have someone pulling up on their bicycle. These, I think, are just robot decals. There's bike parking here with these ring pieces that I really like. Um, they said at first it looked a lot like a McDonald's, so they really wanted to make it spacey because they use a lot of red and yellow, and McDonald's sort of has enough branding that they own those colors. This really reminds me of Toy Story so much. This reminds me of the Stardust sign from Las Vegas. I love this little spaceship. I love this little spaceman. I love so much about this set. I I don't even have a city, but I would want to get this set. This is an overview of the inside. I love this hanging model here. Let's take a deeper look inside. So we have the waitress bringing the pizza over, the space pizza, to some friends having some Cosmo Colas. We have another surfboard spaceship taking off. This looks like a reference to Space Invaders that they were talking about. They have Stud Invaders. That's probably the reference to Space Invaders, but I guess this is just a classic arcade game. I love this bubblegum machine. This vending machine is very nicely done. They're doing a whack-a-mole or I guess whack an alien or something over here. I like this spaceship ride that you put like a quarter into and then bounce around. There's so many details and it's so well done. Score 2001, probably 2001 is Space Odyssey. E.T. Strike. Oh no, poor E.T. So yeah, there are a lot of little pop culture references. I hope they make it through into the final set. Oh, and I love these stars on the wall. I'm saying I love too much, but it's just because I like a lot that's going on. I don't love bathroom humor, so they did say escape pod. That's the name of the restroom, and there's she's reacting to something. uh, yeah, I guess people love this kind of thing, but I'm just like, ew, I wouldn't put that in the one I make. I appreciate the humor though, and that they're adding details. I also really like this car. It's very 1950s. Also, this street lamp. I like this little guy too. Anyway, this I think is a great set. It would fit in with a lot of Lego cities. I think it also stands alone if you don't have a city. It's just a really nice thing to look at, and I love all the details. And I really like what they did where they made everything look like a space station. Every single thing is outer space as much as it could be. There's not a single thing here that isn't outer spacey. Even this lamppost holder is sort of looks like you're on the moon, you know? So I appreciate all these details. I can see why they won. I can see why so many people voted for this, like across all genres. Really great stuff. On to what is called Kiosk. This is a Parisian newsstand. It's 729 pieces. The designer said that they wanted to make it as small as possible, and they also wanted to make it proportionate to be fit into Lego cities. And they experimented with lots of little details to find out what works best. I remember really liking this one too. Maybe even just the detail of the wire to the lamp sold me. I love the frogs up top here. I think it's really pretty. I like the detailing. Someone had left a comment saying that to make it more accurate, there should be more pigeons, which is probably true. I really like these pigeon minifigures. But I also like this kiosk. Again, I don't have a Lego City, but I might even want to get this one. It will be probably the cheapest one in the set because it is the smallest one at 729 pieces. Let's take a look at it. So we have someone with a donut. We have a man in a top hat. We have the very happy uh, coffee maker inside handing you a coffee. They have newspapers, there's a bit of a menu. Um, I wonder if this is a post office thing. I'm not familiar enough with French postal things. I really like this on the back. It looks like Poison Ivy was here. This apparently is an existing sticker. I really like its retro style. The paving is also very nice and European. Yeah, everyone looks really happy to be here. Looks like a great morning in Paris. A view from the top. I mean, it's small, there's not much to say, but I really like it. I think it has lots of details. I think it would fit great in pretty much any city. I like the tiling on the inside and that there's a few studs to place your minifigures. They have a wide variety of pastries for you to choose from, probably freshly baked. I like this side a lot. I like this genie lamp. Yeah, this is definitely to put your mail in. Oh yeah, there's a piece of mail that fell out. There's a pigeon having a snack. I really like this puddle next to the drain pipe. I mean, it's so small, but all these little details and like even this drainage pipe and these little frogs sticking out on the top, I think it works really well together. Again, I really like the colors of this. I also just like Poison Ivy, so I just like that she was probably getting a pastry on her way to work or something. Yeah, no, really great set all around. Next up is the Joust by Mocker Mommy, who was a German man, surprisingly. Based on the name, I thought of like a soccer mom. But anyway, this is a medieval set of the bunch. I am not a medieval person. I guess I don't know what person I am, so you guys would know more about it than me, but I am a Lego person and I think it's pretty and it's cute. The colors are pretty bold, but it would fit well in a medieval set. I know castle fans in the comments were a bit disappointed that it wasn't a full-on castle, but I've heard that there's so many castles that it's sort of nice to have other things that go in your sets. Um, the designer said that if there's one thing he could have added, he would have liked to put some booths at the bottom to make it sort of like a market fair going on. So maybe that'll come in the coming months before the finalized version, or maybe it's something you can get and mock yourself. All right, let's take a deeper look at all the details. This reminds me of that Heath Ledger movie, A Knight's Tale. That's most of where my context for this is coming from. I wish there was a Heath Ledger minifigure, but I don't think there is, but we'll see. So we have this guy, we have a pretzel. I mean, I do like the primary colors here in the green. I like this chicken drumstick roasting or turkey leg, whatever it is. It reminds me a lot of a Ren fair, which is to say, it reminds me of medieval times, I suppose. This cask here full of drinks, a little frothy drink here, people watching and observing with their snacks and drinks, a king and queen, I presume. We have the jousters here. His helmet's come off, uh-oh, and his shield's fallen to the ground. Gray masonry bricks. I like this up here. I wonder how this one's connected, the knight's armor here. And I always love this kind of latticey window. I like this detailing on the roof. I like a little bird. But yeah, very nice overall. It's quite large. It's 3,100 pieces essentially. So one of the larger ones in the wave. We really only got one small one in the wave, the kiosk. I like the back of it. I think that looks really nice. I like the fish here. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, I don't have too much to say. I think it's nice. I think it's unique. This top comes off. Oh, so you can see inside, of course. What do they have going on inside? Oh, they have their own special snacks that look a little more upscale. A hot dog, a cupcake, a croissant, and a ladder to get in there, of course. This roof comes off as well. There's a few empty seats available if anyone wants to pay to go sit down. This is where the knights get ready before they joust, and I like this a lot. I like the snake. And this is the other team, the Griffin team. Also very nice, very simple. And the Kraken team, a little frog. No, this is a really nice set. Congratulations. I see why it won. On to the next. The last set we have to look at is Firehouse by Brick Hunter. Here we have an old-timey firehouse. It's about 3,000 parts. Call it a fire station, a fire hall, in this case, firehouse. Every town and city needs one. It has a few play features. I guess if opening a garage is a play feature, but I think it's really well done and pretty. I think it would fit in most Lego cities. I don't have a Lego city, and it's not a complete, like, standalone knockout for me, especially when I have really limited space. But I do really like it, and I probably would regret not getting it, but I might have to make some decisions. But anyway, let's dive into the pictures. The wheelbarrow is very cute. All right, so it comes apart like this, so it's a bit modularized in the way. This roof is really impressive to me, but roofs really confuse me with Lego, so I'm always very impressed to see a nicely done one. Just looking from the outside, we have this 1950s style fire truck. We have a firefighter. We have some road work going on. We have a postal worker giving a dog treat to the pups here. We have a firefighter leaving for the day. We have three pigeons watching a hot dog person. We have someone up here on the upper floor eating a hot dog that I guess they bought before the pigeons got there. Nice detailing. I like this stonework here is very nice. It looks a lot like a firehouse, like immediately, so that's always nice. This is it broken up. This is it with the garage door down. I really like this detail of the yellow brick here. That's exactly what firehouses have. I don't know why I'm surprised. This is also nice columning work. I guess this is a fire hydrant. Some places have yellow fire hydrants. This is what it looks like from another side. It looks good from all sides so far. This is the quote play feature. I guess it's just more of an impressive design function than a play feature, but you can spin this crank and then it opens the garage door, which I think is very cool and impressive, and I don't even know how you design that. Here we have a closer look at the fire truck, and on the live stream, the designer actually had the model in his hand, so we got to see it a bit there. Although he was like, well, it's in the pictures. But it's cool to see it actually brick built. It looks like there's an issue they're tuning up here. They're running with the hose, so I guess it comes with a little hose that's coiled around here. I think this is really cute. It reminds me a bit of the pickup truck set that came out that I sort of wish I knew about and could have gotten before it retired and got crazy expensive. But I think it's really pretty and I like it a lot. It has all the little details that really make it like a fire truck, which I don't know why I'm surprised, but like this siren light on top and this loudspeaker that would blare the horn. It's really nice. Oh my gosh, I like this. So inside we have someone working the desk, the space for the truck to go, and obviously it fits in. Here you can see part of the mechanism that makes the garage door open. This is a view down onto the balcony inside. I guess there's a balcony as well. So here he was outside eating a hot dog, but here he is inside with his hot dog. I love this. The fire outfits, I know that's not the word, the fire uniforms, but the tactical fire gear, fire suits, what is that called? It might be called a fire suit. Also a fire extinguisher just in case, some oxygen tanks. These might be their helmets here. Oh yeah, there it is, the helmet. He's wearing one. Yeah, I really like this. I like this design as well. It's very Art Nouveau. Here are the module sides split apart so you can get a better idea of what's where and what's going on. So these are the columns from the front. This is where the hot dog man was standing with the pigeons. So we have someone working the desk inside. They also have mail. There's a helmet stacked up here. There's a pup here. Something going on back here, I guess boxes. And they have an upstairs office as well with, oh, I love a coffee maker like this, the drip coffee makers that use the clear minifigure heads. We also have a water tank with cups you can grab. Someone working the desk up here with a typewriter. I wonder what era this is supposed to be set in, because I just thought it was a modern era, but the firehouse was old. But maybe it's set in a older time, given the rotary phone here and the typewriter. I always like when there are botanicals going up the side. I think it really helps ground a place. There's a little rat sneaking up on the hot dog guy. There's a little balcony outside the office, a little bird. This might be a water tank of some kind. There's a bell up here. Here they are doing some work on the truck outside of the garage. Yeah, this is a trash can and a box and another entranceway. And then here's a closer look at all the minifigures, which I guess are subject to change, but we have the construction people, we have the firefighters. I like the suspenders. I don't know what they're supposed to be drinking coffee, I hope. Oh, I thought this was a postal worker, but they're wearing the reflective pants. Maybe there's some sort of firefighter as well. And then the hot dog with their bird crew. I really like this set. Congratulations, Brick Hunter and everyone. These were really fantastic sets. I'm curious if you guys voted for any of these. Let me know in the comments which ones you voted for, which ones you're surprised by, which ones you're hoping to pick up. I think my favorite, if I had to pick one, might be the Space Café. It feels the most unique. I'm really impressed by the Wild West train station. But I also like the Firehouse. I think the Kiosk is really cute. And if I were a medieval person, I think I'd like the Joust. I do think it's a nice looking set. Let me know if you plan to pick any of these up next February when they go on sale. We'll see the finalized designs in January. Did you vote for any of these? Which ones? Which ones do you like best? Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.